So I had somebody ask me how to grow tomatoes this big, and first of all, it all starts with preparing your plants first and making sure you're planting at the right time. I can't really stress that enough. It's late June, and these ones are already about 4.5 to 5 feet tall. There are different varieties, about 4 different varieties. Um, I have a Roma right here, a couple heirlooms. But as you can see, all the varieties are essentially um, all thriving at the same pace. And there's a reason for this. And it all starts with the planting. It's not really that much about amendments other than how you actually plant the tomato plant itself at the initial transplant. And so what I mean by that is that, yes, I used some organic poultry manure from Whitney Farms. You can see right there. That's basically all I used. But when it comes to planting, you can actually take a tomato plant, and when you go to plant it, and this one has come straight up, it looks like I planted it straight up and down, but when I actually originally planted this, I planted this at about a 40 to 5 degree angle. And so what that allowed the plant to do is I covered up a lot of the stem. And when the stem is underground of a tomato plant, it essentially turns into root mass. So the larger the root mass you have starting out, the bigger your plant is going to get. And so you're not just relying on that one single root mass that you got from the greenhouse, or if where you bought your starts, or if you planted them, you're actually building a root mass that's 2 to 3 times the size of the original pot that you bought the tomato in, transplant, seed, whatever, in the first place. So I bury about 2 inches of the stem above the root mass, plant it at about a 45 degree angle, and that gives the plant about 3 times the amount of root mass that it would originally have as if you were to just plant it in the original transplant cup or pot that it comes in. So this is a really big game changer for me with my tomatoes. It's helped immensely just because of the more root mass you have, the bigger the roots you have, and the more time that you allow the plant to build roots, it can eventually then invest that power into the plant itself and it grows super vigorously. And so here I have one that's just split completely into 3 different plants almost already, but just super vigorous growth. I probably already have, 3 dozen tomatoes that are growing from a few different varieties. So that's really all it is. That planting method, look it up, check it out. I swear it works. And that's really all it is. It's not too much. It does help to have some chicken manure as some amendment, but dig your hole and plant those tomatoes sideways, man. Get that big root mass growing and let them really grow like they're meant to grow.